Minna, konbanwa, Minty de. So what is happening to my mouth? Hello? My mouth? Hello? Is my mouth okay? Okay, we're good. My mouth is back. Hello, everybody. Konbanwa. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited too, May. Hi. Where's my beard? Should I get a beard? I can try and find a beard real quick. ちょっと待って。ちょっと待って。This one looks good. Oh, never mind, it doesn't look good. This one looks good. Very good. Okay. This means I'm gonna have to do my old man voice for part of the stream. Oh, it's big. It's very large. ちょっと待って. We'll make it fit my mouth. Yes, it is I, Minty Claus. You just used 666 points toward horror stream and redeemed head pats. Oh my gosh. You're on a roll. Alright, well let me pause my Christmas music real quick so that we can do these head pats before we get too into the reading of the Christmas stories here. Allow me to just quickly put on some head pat music. Here we are. Special Santa Claus head pats, here we go. You ready? Arigato for the head pats, Kuramzi. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for those head pats. I very much enjoyed them. Let's bring that Christmas music back. There we are. I hope you guys all enjoyed those head pats. Special Christmas head pats. So yes, tonight's stream is very special because we have the video donations are turned on. So if you guys have memes you would like to send me, then on Twitch I believe the link is on my page or in my About section. Oh, it's also at the bottom of the chat there. And on my YouTube it's in the description if you want to go click on it. And you can send me memes there if you would like to. And we will react to the memes in between the stories. Do you guys like the beard, by the way? Should we keep the beard on or should we take it off? That's your Christmas present, head pats. Thank you. Are we going to keep the beard on or are we going to take it off, chat? No beard. Okay. No beard. Got it. We shall remove the beard. There we go. Back to being a regular catboy in a Santa hat. Okie dokie. So, do we put on half a beard? We can have half a beard. I think I'll keep the beard off so you guys can see my face. Alrighty. So we have some Christmas story requests that we're going to read first. And then we have some Christmas stories that I picked out, including a few little comedy ones. So yes. The first Christmas story that we are going to be reading is Corduroy. Corduroy is a story that I actually have loved since I was a little kitten. It was one of the first human stories that I was exposed to, and I absolutely love it. And this one was requested by Ahirune Me-chan, and thank you very much for requesting this story because I actually love this one and I forgot about it. So, sexy Christmas story voice activated. Here we go. This is Corduroy. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in the toy department of a big store. Day after day, he waited with all the other animals and dolls for someone to come along and take him home. The store was always filled with shoppers, buying all sorts of things, but no one ever seemed to want a small bear in green overalls. Then, one morning, a little girl stopped and looked straight into Corduroy's bright eyes. "Oh, Mommy," she said, "look, there's the very bear I've always wanted." "Not today, dear," her mother sighed. "I've spent too much already. Besides, he doesn't look new. He's lost the button to one of his shoulder straps." Corduroy watched them sadly as they walked away. "I didn't know I'd lost a button," he said to himself. "Tonight, I'll go and see if I can find it." Late that evening, when all the shoppers had gone and the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed carefully down from his shelf and began searching everywhere on the floor for his lost button. Suddenly, he felt the floor moving under him.
Meow.
Quite by accident. Chotomate, thank you for the sub. He felt the floor moving under him. Quite by accident, he had stepped on an escalator, and up he went. Could this be a mountain? He wondered. I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain. He stepped off the escalator as it reached the next floor, and there, before his eyes, was a most amazing sight. Tables and chairs, and lamps and sofas, and rows of beds. "This must be a palace," Corduroy gasped. "I guess I've always wanted to live in a palace." He wandered around admiring the furniture. "This must be a bed," he said. "I've always wanted to sleep in a bed." And up he crawled onto a large, thick mattress. All at once, he saw something small and round. "Why, here's my button," he cried. And he tried to pick it up. But, like all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down tight. He yanked and pulled with both paws until, pop! Off came the button, and off the mattress Corduroy toppled, bang, into a tall floor lamp. Over it fell with a crash. Corduroy didn't know it, but there was someone else awake in the store. The night watchman was going his rounds on the floor above. When he heard the crash, he came dashing down the escalator. "Now, who in the world did that?" he exclaimed. "Somebody must be hiding around here." He flashed his light under and over sofas and beds until he came to the biggest bed of all. And there he saw two fuzzy brown ears sticking up from under the cover. "Hello," he said. "How did you get upstairs?" The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator and set him on the shelf in the toy department with the other toys and dolls. Corduroy was just waking up when the first customers came into the store in the morning. And there, looking at him with a wide, warm smile, was the same little girl he'd seen only the day before. "I'm Lisa," she said, "and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night, I counted what I'd saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home." "Shall I put him in a box for you?" the saleslady asked. "Oh, no, thank you," Lisa answered. And she carried Corduroy home in her arms. She ran all the way up 4 flights of stairs, into her family's apartment, and straight to her own room. Corduroy blinked. There was a chair, and a chest of drawers, and alongside a girl-sized bed stood a little bed, just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like that enormous palace in the department store. "This must be home," he said. "I know I've always wanted a home." Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap and began to sew a button onto his overalls. "I like you the way you are," she said, "but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder strap fastened." You must be a friend, said Corduroy. I've always wanted a friend. Me too, said Lisa, and gave him a big hug. The end. Hi, Cyberpunk. Hello, Alex. Thank you for coming to the stream. Hello. Did you guys like the story? Did you enjoy? You're making your reference sheet for your avatar, a mugshot and investigation folder. Nice. That's pretty exciting. Yeah. I hope I did okay reading that. I know I messed up in a few parts and got distracted by that follow, but I hope you guys enjoyed that story. Yeah. You're welcome. Just a bunch of boys join in the chat, and girls, and non-binary individuals join in the chat and listening to a catboy read Christmas stories. What a world we live in. You really enjoyed that story? I'm glad you really enjoyed it. Oh, and we passed 10 viewers. Thank you guys all for coming out to the stream. Hello, everybody. I like that story a lot. It's a good story about how even just one person can make your whole day or make memories that will last for your entire life. Just from one small little act of kindness that somebody can do by buying a little teddy bear in a department store. Just little gestures that can really make somebody's day. So yeah, just remember that. Remember that whenever you're feeling down and somebody has come over and said a nice word or given you a hug or done something to cheer you up a little bit, that's all it really took. And remember that next time that somebody you know is feeling a little down, that just a small act of kindness can make them, well, it can help cheer them up and they'll remember it forever. So it's a thing to keep in mind. It's a good moral to that story. I liked it. The next story, if you're okay with moving on that quickly, because I'm pretty bad at fluffing in between things, if that makes sense. Your voice made the story really soothing. I almost fell asleep. Oh, that reminds me, I have tea. Tonight I got some green tea with lemon and honey to help my voice be more soothing. Chotto matte. Let me take a sip. I got paralyzed after the cup was already taken away from my face. I don't know how that happened. Okay, we're back though. It's all good. We have returned into existence again. The next story that was requested, let me look up who requested it. Chotto matte. The next story was requested by Kirinix. Kieran, thank you very much for requesting this one. This is How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Soctor Deuce. Soctor Deuce is a good boy, and he wrote How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Now I'm going to read this in my, because I used to listen to this audiobook of this one when I was a kitten, and it actually helped me learn how to speak English. And the audiobook had a older individual reading it. I'm going to try to imitate his voice in a storytelling fashion. It'll be kind of funny, I hope. Or maybe it'll just be cringe, in which case, you know, cringe away. My mintlets. This is How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. Oh, thank you for the follow, RTO Grimm. Thank you, I really appreciate it. Lay raid. Oh, am I being raided? You what? Chotto matte. What's happening? What is going on right now? Give me a moment, please. I need to, what is happening at the current moment? Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the follows, everybody. What? Oh, Lair USA, or Larusa. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Thank you so much for the raid. Oh my gosh. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate that. And thank you all new peoples for all the follows. That's incredible.
Yeah.
We're just reading some Christmas stories. You guys got here just in time for the Grinch. Collab with her, please. Lay, DM me on Twitter. Let's talk about this collab. I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm familiar with who you are. I might follow you though. I follow a lot of people. I'll take a look. Let's go. Yeah, you guys are all here just in time for How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So let's read that. I promised Chad I would do like an old man voice for this, so please don't judge me too much. I'm sorry this is your first introduction to me as a VTuber, but she did? You ignored her? What? I'm so confused. Okay, we're gonna read the story. Oh my gosh, we have so many viewers now. Okay, this is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I can't do it anymore. I had it good, but then when will we get married? Oh my god. You guys. Why? You guys are... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What do you mean no pressure? I have such a big audience now. I wasn't expecting this. Take it slow. Okay. Okay, we'll try this again. Shut up, Alex. Okay, we'll try this again. Here we go. Wow, Minty is having an affair? No, these allegations are not true. These allegations are not true. You have a nice voice. Arigato. Well, let's try this story one more time, shall we? Oh my god, that scared me so much.
I want the old man voice throughout the entire stream. Or at least the next 10 minutes, thank you, smile.
That was so loud. I actually jumped. Thank you so much for the follow, Jelly Osu. And thank you so much for the donation, May. Okay, I will do the old man voice for the next 10 minutes, or however long it takes to read the Grinch, if it's longer than 10 minutes. Oh my god, that scared me so bad. Hold on, why do I really like this stream? Why are you guys murdering my heart, my soul? You, everybody, thank you so much. Oh my god, thank you so much for the Sub-Zero creator. Wait, what's echoing? What echoed? What's echoing? Chotomate. Minty is the man of the hour. Oh my gosh. You guys. You guys. I'm never gonna get through the story at this rate. You keep making me blush. Okay. We'll try this again. How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yeah.
By Dr. Seuss. Oh my god, Alex. Thank you so much for the sub. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Oh my god. Pandora Fukume, thank you so much for the sub. My mouth is breaking again. Oh my gosh. Chotomate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a sip of tea. Oh my god, Lay, thank you so much for the sub. Lay, thank you so much. Chotomate. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Calm down, Minty. Oh my god. The second logic, thank you so much for the subscribe. I really appreciate that. Oh my gosh. Yes, enjoy your minty tea emotes. Thank you so much, Nisu Nakara, for the subscribe as well. Don't worry, Kurumzi, it's okay. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, May! May! You didn't have to do that. Don't you dare clip this, Alex. I'll sue you, IRL. I will fight you. Bottom. Alright. Alright, we're gonna... Chotomate. I'm actually tearing up. Oh my god. stop. Guys, stop. Like, I love you, and I really, really appreciate it, but please stop. I'm dying. Oh my god. Okay. Rich Bakat. Arigato. Thank you for the sub. I really, really appreciate that. What do you mean I can't stop the love? Guys, I've only been streaming for like 20 minutes. Oh my gosh. Okay. I will assert dominance until you say yes to collab. Yeah, Lay, DM me. I'll talk to you after stream. Okay. Attempt like 50 billion. Here we go. Okay. No, keep playing hard to get. Old man voice, or I'll donate another $10. I'm trying, May. I'm trying. Okay. Here we go. How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. For Teddy Owens. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not.
Yeah.
The Grinch... Thank you so much for the follow. I'm sorry I cannot read your name. Those are some very scary kanji. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. I think, oh my god. Kieran.
Oh, wow.
Kieran, thank you. Oh my god. ちょっと待って。ちょっと待って。Alright, Kieran has requested the motivational lizard for 75 seconds. Before I continue to read, we shall react to this video that Kieran has requested. Thank you, Kieran. We'll probably get through How the Grinch Stole Christmas eventually. ちょっと待って。Okay, let me turn down my music. Alright, this is Motivational Lizard. Enjoy. Wait, why is this actually gonna make me cry? Oh my god. I'm mostly laughing, but I'm also crying. I'm just like hysterical. I'm just in hysterics. I don't know whether to laugh or cry or both. Thank you so much. I'm supposed to be having a deep, sexy voice for this stream. You guys are making me turn into a squeaky boy. Oh my god.
You stopped the old man voice. This is your punishment.
Okay, May. I'll do the old man voice for you. Thank you so much. But please stop sending me money. I'm gonna feel really bad. Okay. Okay. We'll continue reading the story for May. Guys, I'm gonna be right back. Chotomate. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna put the Christmas music back on. I'm gonna be right back. BRP. I'm back. Okay. So, what just happened? What just happened? So, I'm receiving an absolute flood of support from everybody in chat, and I was very overwhelmed. And then I started.
Parry this.
Thank you very much for the donation. Thank you so much. This version of the Grinch is pretty different from the original. Yeah, I know. I've extended it a bit. I've added a bit of extra sentences and emotional expressions to it. Anyways, what I was trying to say, thank you very much for the donation, by the way. What I was trying to say was, as all of this was happening, my phone buzzed, and I looked at it and saw that Gagura from Hololive had liked one of my Twitter posts, and that was just kind of the last straw, and I had to calm down a little bit. And then I joined back and you killed me again, so thank you. I'm good now. I've calmed down. I've taken some deep breaths. Thank you very much for the follow, by the way. Old man voice is returning, and now we will read. We're going to start over, okay? And we're also going to turn down the music a little bit. Actually, we're just going to turn it off. Okay, everybody, we're going to get through the story this time, right? We're going to get through it? Okay, we're getting through it. Attempt number 5 billion. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. For Teddy Owens. May, shut up. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the old Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But, whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Whos, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now, hanging a mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here. Then he growled, with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming. I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow, he knew, all the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys. And then, oh, the noise! Oh, the noise, 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 noise! That's one thing he hated. The noise, 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 noise. Then the Whos, young and old, would sit down to a feast. And they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, 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 feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beast, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Whos would start singing. They'd sing, and they'd sing, and they'd sing, 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 sing. And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how? Thank you, Alex. I really genuinely appreciate your company and your friendship too. And I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. And also, you are a bottom. Thank you. Thank you very much. I love you too. No homo though. Then he got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do. The Grinch laughed in his throat. And he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked, what a great Grinchy trick! With this coat and hat I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around. But since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said. If I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max. Then he took some red thread, and he tied a big horn on top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, Get up! And the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Whos lay a-snooze in their town. All their windows were dark, quiet snow filled the air, and the Whos were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square, This is number 1, the old Grinchy Claus hissed, and he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch, but if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two, then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue, where the little Who stockings all hung in a row. These stockings, he grinned, are the first things to go. Then he slithered and slunk, with a smile most unpleasant, around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn, and plums. And he stuffed them in bags. Then the Grinch, very nimbly, stuffed all the bags, one by one, up the chimbley. Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beast. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took their last can of Who hash. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. And now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up the tree. And the Grinch grabbed the tree, and he started to shove, when he heard a small sound, like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast, and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou Who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter, who'd got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why? But you know, that old Grinch was so smart and so slick, he thought up a lie, and he thought it up quick. Why, my sweet little tot, the fake Santa Claus lied. There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it up to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, then I'll bring it back here. And his fib fooled the child. Then he patted her head, and he got her a drink, and he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. Then the last thing he took was the log for their fire, and he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. Thank you so much for the donation,
I
Zero.
assert dominance.
Yes, you are asserting dominance over me, and I'm very scared, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the follow, Nisu Nakara. As soon as I get into like the vibe of the story, and I'm like getting into character as the old man storyteller, and I get yoinked out of it again. But seriously, thank you so much. I genuinely cannot say thank you enough for this. The amount of support I've gotten this stream has been like insane. I think this is actually more interaction than I had on my debut stream, which is like nuts. Wow. Okay. We're going to try to continue reading the story. I'm going to take a sip of tea first. Chotomate. And I will do your redemptions after the stream as well. Chotomate. Okay. All right. Here we go. Then the last thing he took was the log for their fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the one speck of... Thank you, Lazy Puddle. We'll play your video after the story, okay? Thank you very much. And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses. It was 1:15, all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still a snooze, when he packed up his sled. Packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags and the tinsels, the trimmings, the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it.
To a genuine bottom, Merry Christmas. Sing the song.
What song am I singing? What song do you want me to sing?ちょっと待って. I need to DM Asher real quick. ちょっと待って. Be right back. Okay. He's telling me to finish my story. Okay. I'm gonna need to take another break. I know I've already taken 2, but I'll be right back. I'm gonna calm down a little bit and then we'll read the story. I'll be right back, everybody. BRB. I would like you to know that these few minutes we spend together as I finish this story are the final few minutes. Thank you, Alex. I will meow for you. Ready? Do you want me to do like an actual meow? Or do you want me to, just like cringe nya? Or do you want me to purr? I can purr too. Which would you like me to do? He would have better luck doing a reading donation stream. You want me to purr? Okay. And meow. Okay. But just because it's you and because, I'll tell you what, I'll do both if you admit that you're a bottom. Alright, there you go. If you can admit that you're a bottom right now, I will purr and meow. There you go. Those are the terms and conditions. Otherwise, you have to pick one. Okay. That really threw me off guard. I started speaking my native language. Okay. Here goes. That's the best I got, I'm sorry. That's about all I got. Anyways, as I was saying, as we sit here in this cozy Christmas room by the fire together, and I read you the last few pages of this story, I would like you all to rejoice and take deep breaths with me and enjoy the final moments of me being anything that could even remotely be considered a say-so wholesome streamer. Because the request that came with that $100 donation was to perform a certain song by the lovely Senzawa. And I think this is the death of Say-So Minty. So please enjoy this story while it lasts, and before the say-so-wholesome catboy dies forever. I have other lives, it's okay, I'll reincarnate as a less say-some wholesome catboy. Shall we get back to the story then? 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. Pooh-pooh to the who's, he was grinchishly humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the who's down in Whoville will all cry boo-hoo. That's a noise, grinned the Grinch, that I simply must hear. So he paused, and the Grinch put a hand to his ear. And he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, the sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry. Very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing, without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somewhere, somehow or other, it came just the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tacks. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light. And he brought back the toys and the food for the feast. And he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast. The end. Well, I think that was the longest it has ever taken for anybody to read that story. First you show a penis, now you take a smart request. Listen, I cannot control what happens in Cyberpunk. That was far beyond my control. Okay? Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Here's the game plan. I hope you guys enjoyed that story, first of all, number one. I do hope you enjoyed that story. Second of all, we're going to react to some videos. Sorry, I'm horny. Okay. Calm down, Alex. Okay, so. What we're going to do is we're going to react to Lazy Puddle's video, and then we're going to react to the song that Asher sent in with his donation. And then we're going to take a brief break for me to tend to some catboy things and prepare myself. And then when I return, I will perform the song that Asher requested with his donation. So let me turn down the music and we shall play the first song. This is Spinning Monkey Star Wars More. Spinning Monkey Star Wars More. Also, May, I hope you enjoyed the old man voice. It was a bit scuffed because I, oh, wait, Joltamante, here we go. The laser sound effects were incredible. Thank you for sending that video. That was beautiful. I loved it. The next video comes from Asher, and we're going to watch it, and then, as I said, we're going to take a small break, and then we will return, and I will perform it. This is I Turned a Bad Copy Pasta into a Bad Rap by Senzawa. Oh, wait, before you do it, what's the video called? That video was called, it's not showing up for some reason. Nope. It is not showing up. That was Spinning Monkey Star Wars More, I believe is what it was called. Yeah, Spinning Monkey Star Wars More, there you go. Okay. Thank you, Asher, for requesting this video. I hate you for making me sing it, but I'm going to. Here it is. Don't expect me to do the lolly voice, though. Just saying.
Okay, I know this is a really bad idea, but I'm already
Bless us,
so
Senzawa.
here we fucking go. Rawr. Extra noses pounces on you, ooh, you're so warm. Couldn't help but notice your bolts from across the floor. Noses your necky, wacky, till day, hee hee. Unzips your baggiest pants, oh baby, you so musky. Take me home, pet me, and make me yours, and don't forget to stuff me. See me like my widow baby, tail off for your bulgy. Kisses and lickies your neck. I hope daddy likey, nuzzles and wuzzles your chest. I be getting thirsty. Hey, I got a little itch, you think you can help me? Only 7 inches long, ooh, please adopt me. Paws on your butt as I lick my lips. Ooh, punish me please. Gotta hit him with this furry shit, he don't see it coming.
Chat, I'm scared. I'll be back in a few moments. Give me a little bit of time to prepare myself. I'll be right back. BRB. May don't do it, 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 may don't do it. Oh, my mic was muted that entire time. Very pog. I was talking. Trust me, I was talking the whole time. Anyways, so the next Christmas story that we're going to be reading is titled The Velveteen Rabbit by Marjorie Williams. This is another story that I absolutely loved as a kitten, and it's great. And then after The Velveteen Rabbit, we're going to be reading Twas the Night Before Christmas, and then we're going to be reading Twas the Night After Christmas, and then we're going to be reading A Letter from Santa Claus, and then we're going to end the stream. Wait, no, May, stop, May, stop. Mate, stop. Cease, stop. I'll do it. Okay, I'll do it. I was hoping you guys had forgotten about it, okay? I was hoping you guys had forgotten during the break, but it doesn't look like you did. Okay. Okay. Hear me out though, right? Here's the problem. There's a delay in my microphone and the audio from my desktop, meaning that I cannot rap along to the song. Like if I play the beat to the song, I physically cannot rap along to it. Okay? You understand? So the options are either to play the beat on my phone and rap along to it like that, which is going to be really cursed and awful, or just do it a cappella. May, stop. A cappella. Okay, May, stop, and also thank you, but also stop, and I'm going to sue you. Okay, we'll sing it a cappella. I wish I had somebody to beatbox for me. Let me try and find the lyrics real quick. Chotomate. Bad copy pasta rap lyrics. This is the death of Say So Minty. This is it. I'm dying. You guys are killing me. I have 6 lives left and I'm about to have 5. This is what's happening right now. I'm being murdered. Oh, you came in at a very bad time, Diavola Requiem. I would recommend that you leave at the soonest convenience. Okay. I don't know what kind of voice I should be doing this in. Corpse husband voice. Roar. Extra nuzzles pounces on you. Ooh, ooh, you so warm. Corpse husband raps the bad copy pasta. All right. Is it bad that I'm genuinely more nervous for doing this than I was for my debut? Is that a bad thing? Okay. I've decided I'm going to try to actually rap it. Here we go. Okay, I know this is a really bad idea, but I'm already here, so here we fucking go. Rawr. X3 nuzzles pounces on you, ooh, you so warm. Couldn't help but notice your bulge from across the floor. Nuzzles your necky wecky tilde more tilde hee hee. Unzips your baggy ass pantsu baby, you so musky. Take me home, pet me, and make me yours, and don't forget to stuff me. See me wag my widow baby tail all for your bulgy wolgy kissies and lickies your neck. I hope daddy likies nuzzles and wuzzles your chest. I be getting thirsty. Hey, I got a little itch. You think you can help me? Only 7 inches long, ooh woo. Please adopt me. Pause on your bulge as I lick my lips. Ooh, punish me. Bout to hit him with this furry shit. You don't see it coming. My career is over. My career is gone. Oh, I forgot to tell you, if you clip it, I'm coming to your house and murdering you. I forgot to let you know, if you clip it, you're gonna die. You're dying if you clip it. You are going to die. But it's Christmas. Too bad. Your Christmas present is death. Merry Christmas. You die. I will come down your chimney and murder you. Do not clip it, please. I don't even know if I can continue the stream after this. All right, on my way, on my way, on my way. How do I put this? Let's see. What's a good way of phrasing this? On my way, on my way, on my way to your house to murder you. On my way. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. You're going to die. I am on my way. I'm on my way. I have your address. I'm on my way. On my way. Wow. Wow, how does it feel to know that you've just made the last decision you're ever going to make in your entire life? Because you know I'm on my way. You know how Apple autocorrects OMW to like on my way with like an exclamation point? That's me right now. On my way. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. You are going to perish. And every single one of you that clipped that is going to die. I'm on my way. hey, I'm on my way over to your house to murder you. Hi, my name's Minty. You're gonna die. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Hey.
What a wonderful sing-song. Dino, I would like you to admit that you are my ko-uhai and call me May-senpai. Smile, then I will stop giving you money. D.
Hey guys, I'm back. What's going on? What happened? Everything fine? We good? I don't know what just happened. That was weird. That was strange. It was like, yeah, that was weird. I just disappeared. Well, so close to the donation goal. Yeah, you're right. You're right. We are very, very close to the donation goal. Are you okay, Minty? No, not really. Do you time how long you stream or something? No, I don't time how long I stream. We're good. I guess. I mean, I guess there really isn't much else to say except for, arigatou gozaimasu. Ahirune senpai. Daisuki da yo. Sorry, let me try that again. Arigatou gozaimasu. Ahirune senpai. Daisuki da yo. Alex, you're gonna have to fight her. I'm sorry. No, she's my senpai. I can't be in love with her. She's my senpai. That's not how that works. Nah, you would never clip that. You would never clip that. You wouldn't be that mean to your Kohai, would you? May's great anyways. I'm still having very slight issues here. But I do know how to fix these ones. It's okay. There we are. Easy. Just like that. It's as easy as that. There we go. And there we are. So, there we go. I mean, I honestly don't know what to say at this point. This stream has been, it's felt a little bit like a fever dream to me, to be honest. And I don't know how to react to anything that has happened tonight. But I do feel like kind of absolutely horrible accepting that much money from people, so I'm probably going to honestly refund the people who donated that much money to me tonight, because I'm really, really terrible with accepting things like that, and that was a lot, and I don't deserve any of that, so I'm probably going to go through and try and figure out how a way to send that money back, because, yeah. But, shall we read another story? I thought you were married to Dan, Minty? Yeah, I am. I'm taken by Dan. I'm sorry, guys. I know you guys love me, but I am married to Dan. Been married for a long while. Ritsu is trying to steal Dan away from me, though. I don't support that, but it's happening. Okay, the next story is called The Velveteen Rabbit. Should I read this story in old man voice again, or should I do normal Minty voice? Are we doing the same voice I read the Grinch in, or are we doing Minty voice? Which one are we gonna do? Old man. If you refund, I'll donate it again and make you read the original copy pasta post. Oh my god. What if I just say no? But I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Then what? What are you gonna do? But now you're having an affair since Dan is fooling around? Dan is having an affair. If you refund, I will send double the amount. Oh my god, you guys. I'll just refund that amount too. I can just refund that too. It's not that difficult. I have the power here. I can refund all of you. Thank you so much for the follow, Baby Queen 2018. Much appreciated. Can you refund bits? I don't know, can I? I don't think I can.
Yeah.
Thank you, Axel Newgates. Yeah, because Twitch keeps the bits anyway. Or if you, because Twitch says on their policy they can't refund bits. Refund and close my PayPal account. Yo, what's up? How's it going? Clipped it. I don't even know what you guys are clipping anymore, to be honest. I just know that you're clipping something. look in Twitter. I refuse. I will not. Thank you so much for the cheer, Kieran. I don't think I can. I'll donate and close my identity. Oh my god. Y'all are gonna give me an aneurysm. Okay. Okay, everybody calm down. Enough of this silly talk about donations. We have a story to read in an old man voice. Actually, first we have head pats from Zero Creator. So we shall do head pats from Zero Creator. First. Thank you very much for the head pats. I very much appreciate it. So what happened to having text-to-speech on? Text-to-speech is on for the donations and stuffs. If I had text-to-speech on for bits, then I feel like it could get very chaotic very fast once people figured that out. I've seen some very bad things happen when people have text-to-speech on for bit donations. Don't they make Christmas ornaments that can record audio? I should get one and record the rap. Oh my god. You should record you rapping it and send it to me. There you go. I'm gonna sue everyone in chat. I'm suing all of you. There you go. That's what happens. I'm gonna sue all of you to get all that donation money back, and then I'm gonna give it back to you again as a gift for Christmas, and there's legally nothing you can do because I sued you for it in the first place. So you cannot say no. There you go. That's how it's gonna work. And now, our next story, which is titled The Velveteen Rabbit by Marjorie Williams. There was once a Velveteen Rabbit, and in the beginning he was really splendid. He was fat and bunchy as a rabbit should be. His coat was spotted brown and white. He had real thread whiskers, and his ears were lined with pink satin. On Christmas morning, when he sat wedged in the top of the boy's stocking, with a sprig of holly between his paws, the effect was charming. There were other things in the stocking, nuts and oranges and a toy engine, and chocolate almonds and a clockwork mouse. But the rabbit was quite the best of all. For at least 2 hours the boy loved him, and then aunts and uncles came to dinner, and there was a great rustling of tissue paper and unwrapping of parcels, and in the excitement of looking at all the new presents, the Velveteen Rabbit was forgotten. For a long time, he lived in the toy cupboard or on the nursery floor, and no one thought very much about him. He was naturally shy, and being only made of velveteen, some of the more expensive toys quite snubbed him. The mechanical toys were very superior, and looked down upon everyone else. They were full of modern ideas, and pretended they were real. The model boat, who had lived through 2 seasons and lost most of his paint, caught the tone from them and never missed an opportunity of referring to his rigging in technical terms. The rabbit could not claim to be a model of anything, for he didn't know that real rabbits existed. He thought they were all stuffed with sawdust like himself, and he understood that sawdust was quite out of date and should never be mentioned in modern circles.
Yeah.
Even Timothy, thank you for the follow, Magami. Even Timothy, the jointed wooden lion, who was made by the disabled soldiers and should have had broader views, put on airs and pretended he was connected with government. Between them, all the poor little rabbit was made to feel himself very insignificant and commonplace. And the only person who was kind to him at all was the Skin Horse. The Skin Horse had lived longer in the nursery than any of the others. He was so old that his brown coat was bald in patches and showed the seams underneath, and most of the hairs in his tail had been pulled out to string bead necklaces. He was wise, for he had seen a long succession of mechanical toys arrive to boast and swagger, and by break their mainsprings and pass away, and he knew they were only toys, and would never turn into anything else. For nursery magic is very strange and wonderful, and only those playthings that are old and wise and experienced like the Skin Horse understand all about it. "What is real?" asked the rabbit one day, when they were lying side by side near the nursery fender before Nana came to tidy the room. "Does it mean having things that buzz inside you and a stick-out handle?" "Real isn't how you are made," said the Skin Horse. "It is a thing that happens to you. When a child loves you for a very long, long time, not just to play with, but really loves you, then you become real." "Does it hurt?" asked the rabbit. "Sometimes," said the Skin Horse, for he was always truthful. "When you are real, you don't mind being hurt." "Does it happen all at once, like being wound up?" he asked. "Or bit by bit?" "It doesn't happen all at once," said the Skin Horse. I don't know why I keep calling him a rabbit. "You become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't happen often to people who break easily, or have sharp edges, or have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been loved off, and your eyes drop out, and you get loose in the joints and very shabby. But these things don't matter at all, because once you are real, you can't be ugly, except to people who don't understand." "I suppose you are real?" said the rabbit. And then he wished he had not said it, for he thought the Skin Horse might be sensitive. But the Skin Horse only smiled. "The boy's uncle made me real," he said. "That was a great many years ago. But once you are real, you can't become unreal again. It lasts for always." The rabbit sighed. He thought it would be a real long time before this magic called real happened to him. He longed to become real, to know what it felt like. And yet the idea of growing shabby and losing his eyes and whiskers was rather sad. He wished that he could become it without these uncomfortable things happening to him. There was a person called Nana who ruled the nursery. Sometimes she took no notice of the playthings lying about, and sometimes, for no reason whatsoever, she went swooping about like a great wind and hustled them away in cupboards. She called this tidying up, and the playthings all hated it, especially the tin ones. The rabbit didn't mind it so much, for wherever he was thrown down, he came down soft. One evening, when the boy was going to bed, he couldn't find the china dog that had always slept with him. Nana was in a hurry, and it was too much trouble to hunt for china dogs at bedtime, so she simply looked about her, and seeing that the toy cupboard door stood open, she made a swoop. "Here," she said. "Take your old bunny. He'll do to sleep with you. and she dragged the rabbit out by one ear and put him into the boy's arms. That night, and for many nights after, the Velveteen Rabbit slept in the boy's bed. At first he found it rather uncomfortable, for the boy hugged him very tight, and sometimes he rolled over on him, and sometimes he pushed him so far under the pillow that the rabbit could scarcely breathe. And he missed, too, those long moonlight hours in the nursery, when all the house was silent, and his talks with the skin horse. But very soon he grew to like it, for the boy used to talk to him, and made nice tunnels for him under the bedclothes that he said were like the burrows the real rabbits live in. And they had splendid games together, in whispers, when Nana had gone away to her supper and left the nightlight burning on the mantelpiece. And when the boy dropped off to sleep, the rabbit would snuggle down close under his little warm chin and dream, with the boy's hands clasped close round him all night long. And so time went on, and the little rabbit was very happy. So happy that he never noticed how his beautiful velveteen fur was getting shabbier and shabbier, and his tail coming unsewn, and all the pink rubbed off his nose where the boy had kissed him. Spring came, and they had long days in the garden, for wherever the boy went, the rabbit went too. He had rides in the wheelbarrow, and picnics on the grass, and lovely fairy huts built for him under the raspberry canes behind the flower border. And once, when the boy was called away suddenly to go out to tea, the rabbit was left out on the lawn until long after dusk, and Nana had to come and look for him with the candle because the boy couldn't go to sleep unless he was there. He was wet through with dew, and quite earthy from diving into the burrows the boy had made for him in the flower bed, and Nana grumbled as she rubbed him off with the corner of her apron. "You must have your old bunny," she said. "Fancy all that fuss for a toy." The boy sat up in bed and stretched out his hands. "Give me my bunny," he said. "You mustn't say that. He isn't a toy. He's real." When the little rabbit heard that, he was happy. For he knew that what the skin horse had said was true at last. The nursery magic had happened to him, and he was a toy no more. He was real. The boy himself had said it. That night he was almost too happy to sleep, and so much love stirred in his little sawdust heart that it almost burst. And into his boot-button eyes, that had long ago lost their polish, there came a look of wisdom and beauty, so that even Nana noticed it next morning when she picked him up, and said, "I declare, if that old bunny hasn't got quite a knowing expression." That was a wonderful summer. Near the house where they lived, there was a wood, and in the long June evenings the boy liked to go there after tea to play. He took the Velveteen Rabbit with him, and before he wandered off to pick flowers or play at brigands among the trees, he always made the rabbit a little nest somewhere among the bracken, where he would be quite cozy, for he was a kind-hearted little boy, and he liked Bunny to be comfortable. One evening, while the rabbit was lying there alone, watching the ants that ran to and fro between his velvet paws in the grass, he saw two strange beings creep out of the tall bracken near him. They were rabbits, like himself, but quite furry and brand new. They must have been very well made, for their seams didn't show at all, and they changed shape in a queer way when they moved. One minute they were long and thin, and the next minute fat and bunchy, instead of always staying the same like he did. Their feet padded softly on the ground, and they crept quite close to him, twitching their noses, while the rabbit stared hard to see which side the clockwork stuck out, for he knew that people who jump generally have something to wind them up. But he couldn't see it. They were evidently a new kind of rabbit altogether. They stared at him, and the little rabbit stared back, and all the time their noses twitched. "Why don't you get up and play with us?" one of them asked. "I don't feel like it," said the rabbit, for he didn't want to explain that he had no clockwork. "Oh," said the furry rabbit, "it's as easy as anything." And he gave a big hop sideways and stood on his hind legs. "I don't believe you can," he said. "I can," said the little rabbit. "I can jump higher than anything." He meant when the boy threw him, but of course he didn't want to say so. "Can you hop on your hind legs?" asked the furry rabbit. That was a dreadful question, for the Velveteen Rabbit had no hind legs at all. The back of him was all made in one piece, like a pincushion. He sat still in the bracken and hoped that the other rabbits wouldn't notice. "I don't want to," he said again. But the wild rabbits have very sharp eyes, and this one stretched out its neck and looks. "He hasn't got any hind legs," he called out. "Fancy a rabbit without any hind legs." And he began to laugh. "I have!" cried the little rabbit. "I have got hind legs. I'm sitting on them." "Then stretch out and show me like this," said the wild rabbit. And he began to whirl round and dance till the little rabbit got quite dizzy. "I don't like dancing," he said. "I'd rather sit still." But all the while he was longing to dance, for a funny new tickly feeling ran through him, and he felt he would give anything in the world to be able to jump about like these rabbits did. The strange rabbit stopped dancing and came quite close. He came so close this time that his long whiskers brushed the Velveteen Rabbit's ear. And then he wrinkled up his nose suddenly and flattened his ears and jumped backwards. "He doesn't smell right," he exclaimed. "He isn't a rabbit at all. He isn't real." "I am real," said the little rabbit. "I am real. The boy said so." And he nearly began to cry. Just then there was a sound of footsteps, and the boy ran past near them, and with a stamp of feet and a flash of white tails, the two strange rabbits disappeared. "Come back and play with me," called the little rabbit. "Oh, do come back. I know I am real." I messed that up. Chotomate. "Come back and play with me," called the little rabbit. "Oh, do come back. I know I'm real." But there was no answer. Only the little ants ran to and fro, and the bracken swayed gently where the two strangers had passed. The Velveteen Rabbit was all alone. "Oh dear," he thought. "Why did they run away like that? Why couldn't they stop and talk to me?" For a long time he lay very still, watching the bracken and hoping that they would come back. But they never returned, and presently the sun sank lower and the little white moths fluttered out, and the boy came and carried him home. Weeks passed, and the little rabbit grew very old and shabby, but the boy loved him just as much. He loved him so hard that he loved all his whiskers off, and the pink lining to his ears turned gray, and his brown spots faded. He even began to lose his shape, and he scarcely looked like a rabbit any more, except to the boy. To him, he was always beautiful, and that was all that the little rabbit cared about. He didn't mind how he looked to other people, because the nursery magic had made him real, And when you are real, shabbiness doesn't matter. And then, one day, the boy was ill. His face grew very flushed, and he talked in his sleep. And his little body was so hot that it burned the rabbit when he held him close. Strange people came and went in the nursery, and a light burned all night. And through it all, the little Velveteen Rabbit lay there, hidden from sight under the bedclothes, and he never stirred, for he was afraid that if they found him, someone might take him away, and he knew that the boy needed him. It was a long, weary time, for the boy was too ill to play, and the little rabbit found it rather dull with nothing to do all day long. But he snuggled down patiently, and looked forward to the time when the boy should be well again, and they would go out in the garden amongst the flowers and the butterflies and play splendid games in the raspberry thicket like they used to. All sorts of delightful things he planned, and while the boy lay half asleep, he crept up close to the pillow and whispered them in his ear. And presently the fever turned, and the boy got better. He was able to sit up in bed and look at picture books, while the little rabbit cuddled close at his side. And one day they let him get up and dress. It was a bright sunny morning, and the window stood wide open. They had carried the boy out onto the balcony, wrapped in a shawl, and the little rabbit lay tangled up among the bedclothes, thinking. The boy was going to Seaside tomorrow. Everything was arranged, and now it only remained to carry out the doctor's orders. They talked about it all, while the little rabbit lay under the bedclothes, with just his head peeping out, and listened. The room was to be disinfected, and all the books and toys that the boy had played with must be burnt. "Hurrah!" thought the little rabbit. "Tomorrow we shall go to the seaside." For the boy had often talked of the seaside, and he wanted very much to see the big waves coming in, and the tiny crabs in the sand castles. Just then, Nana caught sight of him. "How about this, old bunny?" she asked. "That?" said the doctor. "Why, it's a mass of scarlet fever germs. Burn it at once. What nonsense! Get him a new one. He mustn't have that any more." And so the little rabbit was put into a sack with the old picture books and a lot of rubbish, and carried out to the end of the garden behind the fowl house. That was a fine place to make a bonfire. Only the gardener was too busy just then to attend to it. He had the potatoes to dig and the green peas to gather. But the next morning he promised to come quite early and burn the whole lot. That night the boy slept in a different bedroom, and he had a new bunny to sleep with him. It was a splendid bunny, all white plush with real glass eyes. But the boy was too excited to care very much about it. For tomorrow he was going to the seaside, and that in itself was such a wonderful thing that he could think of nothing else. And while the boy was asleep, dreaming of the seaside, the little rabbit lay among the old picture books in the corner behind the fowl house, and he felt very lonely. The sack had been left untied, and so by wriggling a bit he was able to get his head through the opening to look out. He was shivering a little, for he had always been used to sleeping in a proper bed, and by this time his coat had worn so thin and threadbare from hugging that it was no longer any protection to him. Nearby he could see the thicket of raspberry canes, growing tall and close like a tropical jungle, in whose shadow he had played with the boy on bygone mornings. He thought of those long sunlit hours in the garden, how happy they were. And a great sadness came over him. He seemed to see them all pass before him, each more beautiful than the other. The fairy huts and the flower bed, the quiet evenings in the wood when he lay in the bracken and the little ants ran over his paws. The wonderful day when he first knew that he was real. He thought of the skin horse, so wise and gentle, and all that he had told him, of what use it was to be loved and lose one's beauty and become real if it all ended like this. And a tear, a real tear, trickled down his little shabby velvet nose and fell to the ground. And then a strange thing happened. For where the tear had fallen, a flower grew out of the ground. A mysterious flower, not at all like any that grew in the garden. It had slender leaves, the color of emeralds, and in the center of the leaves, a blossom like a golden cup. It was so beautiful that the little rabbit forgot to cry, and just lay there watching it. And presently the blossom opened, and out of it there stepped a fairy. She was quite the loveliest fairy in the whole world. Her dress was of pearl and dewdrops, and there were flowers round her neck and in her hair, and her face was like the most perfect flower of all. And she came close to the little rabbit, and gathered him up in her arms and kissed him on his velveteen nose that was all damp from crying. "Little rabbit," she said, "don't you know who I am?" The rabbit looked up at her, and it seemed to him that he had seen her face before, but he couldn't think where. "I am the Nursery Magic Fairy," she said. "I take care of all the playthings that the children have loved. When they are old and worn out and the children don't need them any more, then I come and take them away with me and turn them into real." "Wasn't I real before?" asked the little rabbit. "You were real to the boy," the fairy said, "because he loved you. Now you shall be real to everyone." And she held the little rabbit close in her arms and flew with him into the wood. It was light now, for the moon had risen. All the forest was beautiful, and the fronds of the bracken shone like frosted silver. In the open glade between the tree trunks the wild rabbits danced with their shadows on the velvet grass. But when they saw the fairy, they all stopped dancing and stood round in a ring to stare at her. "I've brought you a new playfellow," the fairy said. "You must be very kind to him and teach him all he needs to know in Rabbit Land, for he is going to live with you forever and ever." And she kissed the little rabbit again and put him down on the grass. "Run and play, little rabbit," she said. But the little rabbit sat quite still for a moment, and never moved. For when he saw all the wild rabbits dancing around him, he suddenly remembered about his hind legs, and he didn't want them to see that he was made all in one piece. He did not know that when the fairy had kissed him, that last time she had changed him altogether. And he might have sat there a long time, too shy to move, if something hadn't tickled his nose, and before he thought what he was doing, he lifted his hind toe to scratch it. And he found that he actually had hind legs. Instead of dingy velveteen, he had brown fur, soft and shiny. His ears twitched by themselves, and his whiskers were so long that they brushed the grass. He gave one leap, and the joy of using those hind legs was so great that he went springing around the turf on them, jumping sideways and whirling round as the others did. And he grew so excited that at last, when he did stop to look for the fairy, she had gone. He was a real rabbit at last, at home with the other rabbits. Autumn passed, and winter, and in the spring, when the days grew warm and sunny, the boy went out to play in the wood behind the house. And while he was playing, 2 rabbits crept out from the bracken and peeped at him. One of them was brown all over, but the other had strange markings under his fur, as though long ago he had been spotted, and the spots still showed through. And about his little soft nose and his round black eyes, there was something familiar, so that the boy thought to himself, "Why, he looks just like my old bunny that I lost when I had scarlet fever." But he never knew that it really was his old bunny, come back to look at the child who had first helped him to be real. The end. That was a very long story. I forgot how long that story is. It's like an entire novel I just read to you. I love that story. It's a little sad. It's a touch sad. It's a tiny bit sad. That's true. You're right on that one. It is just a little sad. But it's not that sad, is it? It's just a touch, just a little bit of sadness, just a little sprinkle of sad in a story. That was fun though. I enjoyed it. I really got into the old man character. I thought I was an old man reading a story to like my grandchildren there for a second. Mintlets are confirmed Minty's grandchildren, and I am an old man. That is how it is. I mean, I am 102 years old. It is true. I am 102 in cat years, which means that I am an old man, doesn't it? I am certainly older than the one who made me call her my senpai earlier. That's for sure. Just a twang of sadness was felt in your heart. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I did pick out 2 much more lighthearted stories if you want to read them. It is normally the time I would end the stream right now, but I feel like ending it on such a sad note might be a bad idea. Would you guys like to hear 2 more stories? They're very short. It's Twas the Night Before Christmas, and then 'Tis the Day After Christmas. I was dozing off and then woke up to your bullshit. Well, I apologize. We have more stories to read. This is, Twas the Night Before Christmas. First of all, no, don't first of all me. We went over this on Discord earlier. We proved beyond all reasonable doubt that I am your senpai. Oh, I still haven't read 2 bit messages. You're right. Let me take a look at the bit messages. Chotomate. Okay. We have... No, it's only one. It's only one bit message. One bit message that says what happened to having the text-to-speech on, which I answered and set it on for the donations because it would be like completely wild if I had it on for bits. I literally am her senpai. There's no denying it. I literally am her senpai. Okay, and then Kieran said, if he sues us, he will get our money. Yes, of course, but then I will give it back to you. That was the theory. I get your money, and then I give it back to you, and you legally cannot deny that money because I got you for it from suing you. So there's like a legal attachment to that money now. So I'm allowed to give it back to you, and you're not allowed to deny me giving you that money back. I missed your first one. Okay, let me take a look at your first one. I did Motivation Lizard because I couldn't find the other video I wanted where it's a medieval recreation fight is taking place and the man calls his opponent a puny man and then proceeds to get knocked out with a shield. Alright, understandable. Like the very first bits. Kieran's been doing the first bits for the channel forever. Kieran was the first bit donator on all of Twitch. We also got a head pat. You put me in your will. Why are you writing a will? We also got a head pat redemption from Freddy. So we're going to do that right now. Thank you, Freddy, for the head pats. Thank you for the head pats, Freddy. Thank you very much. Arigato. Nighty night, kitty and chat. Good night, Asher. Night night. Ah, Alex. I guess you are my little pog champ. Come here. Okay. Alright, now we do have 2 more stories to read. The first one is Twas the Night Before Christmas. I'm going to read them both one after another, so here we go. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mamma in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad little face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowlful of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." By Clement Clark Moore. And now, The Night After Christmas by Anonymous. I can't believe a hacker organization would write a story like this. Here we go. 'Twas the night after Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, excepting a mouse. The stockings were flung in haste over the chair, for hopes of St. Nicholas were no longer there. The children were restlessly tossing in bed, for the pie and the candy were heavy as lead. While Mamma in her kerchief and I in my gown had just made up our minds that we would not lie down. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my chair to see what was the matter. Away to the window I went with a dash, flung open the shutter and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the lustre of noonday to objects below, when what to my long, anxious eyes should appear but a horse and a sleigh, both old-fashioned and queer. With a little old driver so solemn and slow, I knew at a glance it must be Dr. Bro. I drew in my head and was turning around, when upstairs came the doctor with scarcely a sound. He wore a thick overcoat made long ago, and the beard on his chin was white with the snow. He spoke a few words and went straight to his work. He felt all the pulses and turned with a jerk, and laying a finger aside of his nose, with a nod of his head to the chimney he goes. "A spoonful of oil, ma'am, if you have it handy. No nuts and no raisins, no pies and no candy. These tender young stomachs cannot well digest all the sweets that they get. Toys and books are the best. But I know my advice will not find many friends, for the custom of Christmas the other way tends. The fathers and mothers and Santa Claus too are exceedingly blind. Well, a good night to you." And I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "These feastings and candies make the doctor's bills right." And there you go. That was the final two stories of the stream. I hope you all enjoyed it very much. I do like that last one quite a bit. I think it's very nice. Now we do have another head pat redemption from Cyberpunk, from Alex, because people like patting my head. The back of my head's gonna become all worn out like the Velveteen Rabbit, and then maybe I'll finally become real. I mean, I'm already real. I'm a catboy. What do you mean? Catboys are real. Anyways, here is the thing for you, Alex. Thank you very much. Aw, yeah. Arigato, Alex. Thank you very much for the head pets. Thank you very much for the head pets. Much appreciated. I really do very much enjoy that, thank you. Kiss. Perhaps later. No, I'm just kidding. Choo. Everybody in chat gets a kiss. Choo. Everybody. Hope you all enjoyed that kiss. That was for all of you. Well, that was the last bit of this stream. Oh man, what a stream this was. In all honesty, thank you guys all so much. And this stream is honestly going to be something that I will remember for the rest of forever. This was incredible. And it was amazing. Thank you so much, Lay, for the raid earlier. Thank you so much to everybody who donated. Why are you not getting points? You might have broken it. Maybe you broke it. I think you broke it. You broke it. There you go. You broke it. I'm sure you'll start getting points again next stream. And if not, then we can contact Twitch together, okay? thank you guys all very much for watching the stream. And wow, it was incredible. Like I said, it was absolutely insane. All right. Well, I suppose that is all for the stream, everybody. We are getting very, very close to that piano goal. Perhaps that piano will be my Christmas present to myself. We never know. Okay. Well, thank you guys all very, very much for coming to the stream. And I hope you all have a fantastic night. Onyasumi. Bye bye.